Y'all, I'm excited. I was about to go take a nap, and then I seen this video, so I was like, since I'm doing reactions, you know, so I might as well go ahead and, you know, go ahead and post something for y'all, because this is one of my personal favorites games to play of all time. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Look, everybody loves Resident Evil 4. I picked Dead Space.
Boo! Hey, you with the afro! Give it a rest! Beat it!
That's just me. Hey, it's just me. So, very excited for this remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it. So, let's just hop right into it. I ain't no reactor. I just be reacting. That was corny. You know, let's just do the intro.
And talk about the Dead Space remake.
Talk to me.
All right, let's get started.
So we're gonna dive right in with the classic dark and claustrophobic headbanger hallway. Shown here on the screen is what Dead Space looked like in 2008. Although revolutionary for its time, let's see the design process and how it looks now. Roman and Phil, can you show us more?
Show me more, baby.
Yeah, so actually one of the first things that we did was we went back to the legacy assets for the game. So we wanted to recreate with the proxies, the full ship, the Ishimura, to recreate it. And then our art team went in and started an added level of details to the environment so that we could have a higher fidelity and start seeing what can the game look like on next generation of consoles. So
I gotta get a next gen console.
Then started working on the shaders and the materials to try to have that metallic look that we were after, and just like to get the right materials out of the environment. From there, we did like a first pass at lighting to try to get the mood right, because the atmosphere of space is pretty much on lighting, and then on VFX to try to get like that full picture of what are we after, what are we trying to achieve for the game.
Look at the dude. Hey, look at the dude at the bottom. Yo, he can't stop smiling. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
So what type of engine did you guys use to create this, and what graphics were you aiming for?
Use the Unreal Engine?
Great question, Jackie. We're using Frostbite as our dev engine.
Oh, never mind.
And we're
Frostbite, I should have known.
Obviously,
they got that Battlefield engine.
Graphics, high-end fidelity, and our focus is on lighting, VFX, and just overall audio experience to make sure that we would deliver the right atmosphere, something that was key in the original game. Yeah,
so I know we have a real live functional build currently. Can you
show it to me? Show it to me. I can't stop. I can't. Oh, I thought he was gonna show movement.
So yes, that's super early. Like it's end of pre-production build.
Look, he cheesing down there. I can't stop looking at dude down there. He cheesing.
From being done, but one thing we really wanted, and you touched about it, it's really wanted to make sure that we nail the ambience, and not only the look, the lightings, the VFX,
that looks really good.
The fog, but
I can't wait to play this.
Nail that ambience. Give you the feeling that you're in the Ishimura. You're inside those dark corridors. And not only it's in engine, it's actually in game. And here's my boy Isaac. So that rig, that armor, it's not the original, it's a new one.
That thing.
It's still work in progress. It's gonna be improved a lot, but it gives a first taste at Isaac Clarke in the remake.
Oh man.
I mean, the lighting, everything looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I feel like dude at the bottom. I can't stop smiling.
Looks so good.
Look how he walks.
Very much what we should be expecting at this point from next generation graphics.
It's really Dead Space.
It ain't even done yet. That's the crazy part.
So
I can't wait to play this.
It's been almost 13 years, you know, since the original game came out, the original Dead Space. Why is this remake happening now, and what exactly is this remake? Can you elaborate on that?
So one thing that's important for us, and that's why it's for PS5, Xbox Series, or for
I gotta get a new console, man.
It's not about one thing. Like Dead Space is a super strong experience, and so it's really about improving on a lot of different elements to create that original but still new experience, whether it's the new lighting and ray tracing, whether
fist bump,
mentioned it's about audio,
that's fine,
whether it's improvements to gameplay and having new zero-G, or as you're going to see maybe later, improvements and dismemberment and how you actually deal damage to the enemies. Whether it's about having an unbroken and continuous experience, it's about doing a lot of improvements and how we enrich that experience. And so that's really what that remake is about.
Yeah, because, you know, we have been looking at Reddit, we've been looking online, and there has been some people in the community noting that, you know, the game already stood the test of time. This is
It really did.
be, quote, unquote,
that game is still so fun.
Exactly. And so, like we show, like I mentioned,
I bet EA just tried to make some money. I'm saying it.
It's to capture that original ambience, that original experience, but like you've never experienced before. And that's really the age we're after, I believe.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier, like we want to make sure that we're honoring the legacy. That's one of our production pillars that we have for the game. But at the same time, we want to make it relevant for today. Like, the games have evolved a lot since the original Dead Space came out. From obviously graphics, which is like the easiest way to see how it changed, but also as far as systems.
Not easiest necessarily to make.
Well, no, not easiest to make. No, that's for sure.
I want to pause it.
But as far as systems,
I ain't gonna pause it though. I'm gonna wait.
Just opportunities for gameplay and how to leverage it. That's something that we think that, given the evolution that Dead Space had within its own franchise with Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, but also how the franchise, how just the game industry evolved outside Dead Space, there's opportunities for us to make a better, a more complete experience, let's say.
Yeah.
It was already complete,
how good
honestly.
it looked from just even that small glimpse into the engine. It feels like,
I wonder if they're gonna show combat.
Saying it's really early. It's really early, but it's just,
yeah.
This is really, my goodness.
Oh, he froze. Oh, no, he did.
Wind up getting kind of further down the line, so that's really fantastic.
We might keep.
It's crazy. As soon as you start talking, he lags. It's crazy.
Nice.
So, can you please now show the stat comparison of the original 2008 game versus the current project?
Oh boy, Isaac looked like a knight during medieval time. Now he's shiny.
Game in a certain way, and you think that it looks great, but then when you see improvements, it's wow.
Oh my, bruh, I'm getting excited. I'm getting even more excited.
It's interesting to see just how far we've come.
That's crazy. Look at that detail.
It was only 13 years ago, but it seems like we've gone leaps and bounds where we're able to kind of take all the kind of small details you're seeing on the newer model of Isaac is really fantastic to see.
What are your current goals for the remake exactly? How are you going to honor the legacy of Dead Space? Because that is huge shoes to fill. Bar is set high.
Well, it is definitely, and like, the team is actually extremely passionate. We're referencing a lot to the original game, having a lot.
That better be. It's a remake.
And like I said, by making it relevant, we're looking at different games and what they did, and see how can we bring it back inside Dead Space. So, like, one of the example is something that we're trying to do is to have an unbroken experience, to make the game fully seamless. And how can that create an experience where the players even more immersed within the game than was previously the case?
And it's really one of the big objectives that we have for that game is that from even before the start screen till the end of the game, the rolling credits, to never have any break of experience, to have that full and uninterrupted.
Oh, they trying to go God of War with this.
That
no
has a lot of impact
no loading screens
on what we're building, and just starting with how the Ishimura and the structure of the game is built, because we don't want any cut. So there should be no loading. How the full ship should be walkable from end to end seamlessly.
Wow.
There's a lot of elements that start to unfold when you start to think.
Look, he cheesing. I'm cheesing too with you, bro. I'm cheesing too.
And like, really from the get-go, like, we gave ourselves an objective. Like, if possible, could we have players wanting to take the controller and play for 12 hours straight, never putting them down, not even going to the bathroom, just because they were so immersed within the game. And that's what we're after. That's like the type of immersion that we want to be able to achieve.
That's going to be a back-of-the-box quote. You can't go to the bathroom on the back of the box. I appreciate it. But I also heard you talk about, how you want to double down on, or at least really focus in on what makes Dead Space fantastic around the horror aspect
I was about to say, are they gonna like change everything around? Oh, if the jump scare is gonna be in the same spots.
It's one of the main pillar of Dead Space, and it's about a lot of elements in Dead Space. So of course the story, it's about that. It's that iconic survival horror story. You're alone, trapped on that hulking spaceship. But the main element for us was to get the ambience right, and so that's why we started with elements like, for example, the Headbanger corridor or the workshop that you can see in the teaser, is to make sure that we capture the ambience. It's about more than just.
Oh man, I'm ready to be scared again, man.
Or the story or the character. It's really about the Ishimura.
Ready to feel like it's my first time playing again.
Isolated and stress you feel when you're inside that ship, and so that's really an important pillar for us. And so that's why we want you to be fully immersed and to never be able to pull out from that experience.
The pacing.
I got to get a new
so
Xbox,
good.
man.
Like, it was a master class in pacing, the original Dead Space, to keep you on the edge of your seat all the time. And that's actually something that we challenged the team early on. Like, how can we make sure that we don't break that recipe, that we don't break the right amount of nothing happening that's going to actually increase the level of tension when you're playing. And so far, the team's been taking that challenge and doing an amazing job at it. And it's always something that's at the back of our head in every review that we're doing, and they're delivering amazing work on it.
It's one of the things, it's how can we keep players constantly on their toes, and we might have some surprise coming on that, and on how much you can be surprised even when you're doing something you're routine. It's a
Wait, is that another one? Hold on, we might have checked that out too. Hold on, y'all.
So what would this stream be without necromorphs? Isn't that what?
Look,
we're
I had to go
really
ahead and
here
just
for?
wait. Should I intro this? Well, if you seen the first, I don't know if I'm gonna cut this or just keep it as a whole, depending on how long it is. I think I'm gonna just keep it together, but hopefully we'll see. I think we're gonna see some gameplay because this is the Dismemberment and body destruction. So let's check it out.
You say cut off their limbs, you know, we want you to experience every gory detail of dismembering iconic necromorphs. Now we will showcase our dismemberment gym. The dev team has created a peeling system that will be implemented into combat. Would you mind telling us more about the original system versus the new system and what peeling actually means?
Oh man,
I think actually
look at the
very
interface.
important, as you can see with the feet, like it is definitely a gym, and it's intentional that we showcase this in a gym because we're so early with it. Visually, we're not at the right level of quality where we want to achieve, but we want to showcase functionality here. That's what we want to talk about, and what is the system that we have in mind for peeling, like you said.
So obviously, same thing. It's a really early build. It's a gym. Everything that you see is working.
Well, he's still cheesing. He's still laughing.
Missing a lot of those modelizations are not final and missing a lot of things like flesh tearing, etc. But one thing that is important for us that I just showed, it's first, of course, Dismemberment is back, and it's back with all the depth and fun you can have in that space. But one thing we wanted to, and those are the only things, those are the things you can say only on Dead Space. One of the thing we wanted to improve about that experience is when you're using a weapon that is not a carving weapon, like something, not like the plasma cutter. Plasma cutter is really fun to use. You can just shoot at anything, and really you have that instant feedback of the limb getting cut, etc. But when you had a different weapon, knowing how much damage you were dealing to the enemy, how was he reacting, etc., it was not necessarily as visceral and as clear as the original. And so
Not the ping.
The thing we're working on at the moment, and we call peeling. It's basically that body destruction technology that we're developing that is allowing us to really.
Yo, just hold it down and just shoot it. Just hold it down. Oh wow, look at the skin peeling. Hey!
And to give you a good sense not only of gore and horror and ambience, but
Yo, that's
also
nice.
how much damage am I dealing to that opponent? Is my weapon actually useful against this one? How close is he to die? And that's something for me that is really.
I wonder if they'll show like the little the blade gun, the one that's like super loud.
Those are an example of what we can do is that we don't have anymore to choose which feature we actually want to push. We can have dismemberment. We can have much more precision and body destruction. We can have seamless loading for the whole ship, etc., etc. And that's something really, really interesting for us.
Then it just falls apart.
And another thing that is actually
Yo, they doing my game right, man.
Again, for the moment, it's really early. For the moment, you're only showcasing it on the naked slasher, so you only see it with the flesh, but of course later it's going to support like the claw, body armor, different layers, weak points, etc. But it also improved one of the core of shooting in Dead Space, which is around the precision, and not only the precision of my weapon, but as an example, the precision of the plasma cutter. And so if I was to shoot, let's say, on that leg, then if I'm shooting here, I'm not going to cut the leg because I'm not shooting at the place where the bone is actually visible. If I want to cut that leg now, I need to be much more careful and precise in my aiming and in the shooting.
Bro, I don't care. I'm shooting legs the whole time. You gonna crawl to me.
A whole new layer.
I'm just lighting the legs up.
Shooting and combat loop where you can have some weapons that are better at carving through the enemies, some weapons that are better at cleaning them. Oh, sorry for the mic. Some weapons that are better at cleaning the enemy and removing the flesh and the tissue, etc. And that's something really, really interesting for us.
Anytime Roman speaks about dismemberment, he gets overly passionate and expressive.
Oh.
Even with the team internally. He shows a lot of passion in that topic. So
Yeah.
I can just imagine you being on the phone and talking to somebody who's like, yeah, we need to get more body dismemberment and more destruction on the body. And people are just like, what in the heck is he talking about? But it looks great.
Sometimes,
Yeah, it looks amazing.
sometimes there's weird moments like that in the team where you do a meeting about dismemberment and blood and gore and dead bodies, and you misspell somebody's name and you're inviting somebody else to that meeting that is not part of the team, and they go like,
Oh no. Brace yourself, strap in. So Roman, on what level can we expect the detail of filleting necromorphs, essentially? How detailed are we talking here?
Oh wow, look at
in
that.
terms of the body
Look at me, I sell CDs.
As we can see on that video, so that's the first steps of that technology, if the video is playing, which is not, I think, at the moment. Yes, here we go. You can see that it's really super precise. It's exactly where you're aiming, where you're shooting. It's exactly respecting
Oh wow.
the shape of the
Bro, they really about to do my game right.
If it was fire, you would see it going through the body of your enemy and burning the flesh, etc. It's the peeling, that
Oh, man.
System is going to be super precise. In terms of pure dismemberment, and then where you're able to
He ain't got no bottom mouth.
Here, where we want
He ain't got no
to improve,
teeth at the bottom.
like characters like the slasher, for example, it was already really deep in terms of gameplay. Like there are different behavior based on whether you were cutting the legs or the head, where they go berserk, etc. So here our goal, it's for enemies like slasher, it's not necessarily to improve or give more precision where you can cut the enemy. It's more to try to extend that fun and that depth to other enemies that tend to be a bit lighter in terms of dismemberment and behavior, like for example the infector or the brute. Like I can't wait to show you when you get behind the brute and you start to peel his back and dig for weak points.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's the type of improvement we're going for.
get to the weak points.
They are really upgrading this game, man. Hey, if anybody watching this video, y'all want to send me a new console?
It's just insane to see.
Please.
The level of expectation is very much up here, and we'll hold you accountable.
One thing that you might have noticed quickly in the prototype, and that's something we want to experience a bit more, we want to dig a bit more. It's when you actually cut a limb, but there's still a layer of flesh. We don't necessarily always want the limb to go out and fly away, and sometimes we keep it attached by the layer of flesh or tendrils.
He's like, yeah, I like that. I like that.
The technology to keep it attached, and dangling is there. And so you can grab those with kinesis to make it a bit faster to dismember them, and then you can throw them back to the opponent. I think we'll speak a little bit more about kinesis after, but that's also the power and weapon synergy loop. That's also something we want to try to improve in the Dead Space remake.
Yeah. By bringing it back, like it gives you an option to. We actually took back the impalement from Dead Space 2, so it gives you an option to actually impale your enemies that's right in front of you and using it as a projectile against your enemies. So it gives you more creative opportunities to kill your enemies, really.
So that means
nice.
we're gonna continue to have cut off your limbs, and we're gonna have dangle your limbs too. Be the thing that people are gonna start screaming in the chat.
Dangle your limbs. All right, man, that's Dead Space, man. I'm glad it's back. I'm excited. I need a new console. They're sold out everywhere still. I can't wait, man. This is just the pre-alpha. Like, that's nuts. You better believe once it comes out, I'm streaming it if I have a new console. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. But I'm excited, man. I know everybody says like Resident Evil 4 is the greatest, horror game. It's subjective, but I love that game too. But for me, it's Dead Space. I love aliens. I love space. Dead Space takes it. I played all of them, beat all of them. If I get a chance, I'm replaying it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. I can't wait for this, man. I'm cheesing like bruh. Like that way, this way, that way. Yeah, like bruh was in the corner. I'm cheesing, man. But all right, that was the reaction, man. I'm excited for Dead Space. Follow my Twitch. I'll be playing stuff if you want. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. I'll probably have it up here somewhere. Just come through. I'll be lonely. I'm out of here, y'all. See you.